I came here, this center has brought a lot of change. But I've seen many young people come here who are teachers now and they live in a very good life. Yeah? And I myself could have been worse, but the program that I did here as a child helped me a lot with developing. Maybe I spoke to people like Ms. Roseman Montano. You may not remember me. So when I was 17 years old, in Baransaria, I got 200 children who now turned into both PPM and you gave me reference that I got many good jobs because of your support. So a lot has changed. Yeah? And when I say a lot has changed, we have persons looking at our community, looking for those who are willing, like Ms. Montano, who have shown support and encourage a lot of young people that you live in your life, they encourage others. And we have programs that if young people apply themselves to, they got chances to come away from crime.
Right.
Yeah.
So some things have changed, but
yes.
I would like to suggest to you that the fundamental relation between formal and informal has not changed that much.
Yeah.
Right?
Programs.
So what some people say is what has really happened is they use the word rather than change, we get exchange. But anyway, yeah. The other question I have for you is, can you solve the problems of Laventille in Laventille?
Yes. Probably. But we don't need to.
I would say some of the problems of Laventille you could solve in Laventille. Let me make a suggestion to you. If you have an economy structure in such a way that major economic decisions and relationships that continue to support exploitative and oppressive process for the majority of people, then you can't solve it in those communities only. You have to solve it in the wider situation. You can solve the roads and the water and you can put the school in there, but the schools in here are not functioning as well. Right. So what we have found out over the history of this we had is, my suggestion to you, is you cannot pull out the countries alone that are symptoms of a larger malaise and a problem and solve the problem in there. You have to deal with these problems as part of a symptom of wider problems in society that we also need to address. Right? So yes, a lot of things we can solve here, but a lot of things we can only take it so far. We need to have a larger discourse in the society to transform certain things in the wider society. Right? Now, if you all think of focusing only on here and now, or focusing only in the oppressed countries in Trinidad, what is the good news? I want you to look at, for example, Lagos in Nigeria. Former Lagos on the island, nice, it's like West Port of Spain. The rest of Lagos stretches out for miles, right? Before you look at the pictures of Rio de Janeiro, right? What do you see? What is the story you see there? They have the beautiful center of the city with the Jesus Christus, big statue, and they have the Copacabana beach. And then when you look at it, what do you see? Favelas going up the hills. So it's not just here that this has taken place. In cities and societies in the post-colonial era around the world, similar situations have happened. Right? Few have solved it. But those who have addressed it in a meaningful way are those who have tried to make fundamental breaks with the old international order and restructure themselves internally. Right? So, some people say that in our society, we have a curse. You know what the curse is? Let me see if anybody will. Yeah, it's the curse. What is the curse? The curse is easy oil money. Why is that a curse? You see, we have money to spend. But you're getting that money from the multinationals working here, operating in the global market, and you have to transform the economy. You don't have to change nothing here. It comes and you can hand it out in largesse. You can give them social programs, make-up programs, grants, and so on. You don't have to solve nothing major. People get upset and so on, you have something to give them. Keep them quiet. Right? That is largesse. And there's a relatively young crowd here, except for me and this gentleman right here. And Michael. So what not only will I go through 1970, right? In 1970, 8 years after formal independence, what happened? The people in the society asked these questions. They say, how come we're independent, we have a black government in power, and you can't see a black face in the bank, they can't get a loan, we live in the same physical conditions we're living in urban areas or in rural agricultural areas as well, right? There was a era when Indian and African got together to ask questions of why the society was not going on. It was a joint march. Society was going nowhere. 8 years after independence, we have oil economy since 1988, one of the oldest oil economies in the world. We have an independent government looking like us. But when we look at the society, nothing has changed. The same people running the business, the same people living in Sinclair. Where we still live in is where we live in, right? And yet we all government in power. And what happened after 1980, 1970? We never raised questions again. We had the international oil boom. Money flooded into the place. The government said we would grab the commanding heights of the economy, which they did. They went and they bought out everybody. But the relationships, access to jobs, the benefits of the economy didn't pass on, it didn't change. So what we had was, in some ways in other societies where they don't have that, they've had to start to see what are the sectors that will provide employment and upgrading and so on in place. I have worked in this community in various types of projects. Right. One of them we worked on a couple of years ago was called Leveraging and Build Heritage for Economic Development. They have a lot of that. My friend who loved this writer would say, he said, Lavater is subsidized the country with that. Because the benefits to society gets from pan, they don't pay for it. They don't pay that cost. Fellas playing pan, tuning and doing that. So he said, Tanya had some cultural heritage. He said, for Piccadilly, the old streets, there's a place called Las Palmas in Lisbon. You ever been there? In Lisbon. Right. I've been there. It is the informal area. You have a music called Fado. And when you go to Lisbon, you can stay down on the flat in Lisbon, you can walk on the hills. And most of the people, the tourists and so on, they go up in the hills. Where they get up in the hills? They get in art, they get artisans, they get in good food in restaurants, they get in music. That is where people go. Right? The streets are, no problem, the streets are small and winding. There's interesting places to live. Right? So in many European cities, so many areas along the Mediterranean, very similar in topography and so on to that. Until, like if I go and look at pictures yourself, it has nothing to do with the size of the road, that you have to walk some steps, and nothing to do with that. It has to do with the development initiatives taking place in those areas that upgrade and are owned by and managed by the people in and from that community. Right? That's just one initiative I'm talking about. Michael talked about the backyard gardening and corner gardening. Right? You can combine that with waste management as well. At least my students are working on a project, right? You know, on the open space. Yeah. So I've had students work on various projects in here. So there are things that can be done. But to the young man there who tell me we could solve all the problems here, I want to suggest to him, those will take us so far. And the question we have to ask is why it is all this money that is accruing to the state through oil rents and revenues shouldn't there be some more meaningful investment and so on in various sectors? And I don't know exactly what those are, but I do know is a discourse that we should have. Right? What are the sectors that we could participate in this community, that we could benefit, that our youth could see beyond 30 that they could invest, right? That we could see the area of greater. You know what this policy development company that's called is Montano? This policy development company was supposed to have developed a little bit of funds in it. They got a little bit of funds. The land supplement agency don't get funds. I worked on a regulation strategy, structure for the whole area. One interesting we found out that most of the people from Alberta East Coast are not squatters. Most rented land. The treatment of us is that we get squatters, but it's not. Of course, they are squatters. But most of the people rented land, and they rented land from the full set of brown skinned people, China and so on. After emancipation, the new brought emerging three colors and three blacks. No French people wanted to buy land up here, but the three colors and the three browns bought the lands up here. I also had a project of family history with Bridget Barrett and Historia. We haven't done the history of settlement in Laventille, there are no records. When you look at the map stuck at this very well. We didn't map the area or we didn't record history. That's what we need to do if we're going to press the cultural area of the area, we have to understand the history of the area. Now, I'm going to diverge a bit because of what the young lady said here. She talked about what have improved in the area. In 1999, I had started a process in East Policy called the East Policy Participatory Planning Process. We wanted to do local area development plans, but engage in what their needs are and what they wanted. And we started to have meetings. You know what I found out? I wasn't understanding what the people were telling me, and they weren't understanding what I was talking. Both of us speaking Trinidad English. Why? We were speaking a different language. We understood things differently. We couldn't communicate with each other. And I suspect that is still the case. Actually, I don't suspect, I know it's the case. When ministry officials or technocrats come and talk, they're talking down, not intentionally, but they're talking down to you and they're not hearing you. They may say they're listening, but they're not really listening. So before we can go forward, we have to find a common language to communicate. We can't communicate if the words you're using have different meaning. I have a ministry meaning and you have a community meaning. We were in Success Laventille, and then I realized that they were doing planning, they were doing management, they were making decisions. I was trying to train them, but they're already doing it. Because they had set up homework centers, they knew that was important. They had set up small cultural activities. I'll give you that little what I say, and I want to know what. Oba was working on the Yoruba village. Who worked on the Yoruba village? He was in the Rhythm section and so on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And we, in that process, like today, I was chairman of the Physical Planning Commission. We called meetings between the two, Port of Spain and Sama Laventille. Calling meeting for the MPs, the CEOs, the mayors, and the chairman. We call a meeting. My office is one meeting, one person from here will turn up and one from there will turn up. And next meeting, another one from here will turn up, another one from there. So after a series of meetings, we couldn't go forward because nobody was coming to the meetings. And then one day, we had a meeting on the side in Hotel Normandy. This is in 1999. We had that in 1999. We had a meeting in we invited the mayor and the chairman, the MPs in the area, and the CEOs, and I had gotten a list from the Ministry of Community Development of all the community leaders in the area. 13 of them showed up. None of the officials showed up. And the 13 community leaders, of which Michael was one of them. Michael, do you know what right?
Yes, I was there.
They formed that organization called the East Port of Spain Council of Community Leaders. Later on, when Patrick Manning was dealing with a different type of community leader, they changed the name to the East Port of Spain Council of Community Organizations. Right? Yes. They didn't want to be associated with that type of community leader.
Yeah, I was confused on which kind of community they speak about.
Right. Yeah. No, I see that many times talking to these solid problems, but he wasn't talking to this type of community, he was talking to the other type. And they formed that organization. And for the first time, people across the whole area from level 13, right? All across, SEPOS everywhere, started talking the same language. Princess Saunders from Sobrin, Princess Smart from Brazil. Oh wow. I just tell you, these are the people who are involved. Macleo from up on the hill. Right? And all of a sudden they started to say, let us start to understand and identify our community and our needs. And let us not sit down and wait for somebody to come and tell us what they're doing for us. Let us start to say, we want to enunciate the things that we could do. And we want to tell you what you should be doing with us. Not come and ask you, getting 200 votes for the party to get a little handout. No. Because with the discussions we started with them, right? It's the same thing on the Barrack Hall. I had this alarm in purpose to be all talked to. And in a bar drinking and talking and thing. And a fella say, I will call it in. I'm a friend to him. He said, Roger Boynes is a shut down. You know, Roger Boynes was the MP up there. The absolute waste of time, he don't do nothing for us. The party have to give you a letter candidate. You know what he said? He didn't say, you have to have a different candidate or different party. He said, the party has to give us a different candidate. If you go on Barrack, it's the same thing. The party has to give you a better candidate. So this one of the discussions we used to have in there is if you don't leverage your vote, there's no reason for them to listen to you. Right? The seat that the 09 is in has never voted for any other party. All the white out in any reason, solid. Topo, not more than Topo, Sanitani, but up in the northeast, with everyone who's also my friend. The council there, that area has, they lose the seat in Gandhi, but they still voted. Never change. So, part of the problem that we have is the politics and governance of the society. We have to find a way to make the politicians listen to our needs. Right? And the only way we can do that is if we strengthen our community organizations. Yes?
So I want to answer this further. When you have had as far as the original votes, could go close up or something.
Correct.
That's the problem. I'm from somebody.
Go ahead. Come on.
I'm from somebody, but the dynamic is supposed to be obviously
Same problem for you.
Dynamic is obviously surely more construction. The reason why I want to say this now talks about suppose I went to, it was a mistake because decades ago, I made very squarely and some people. The citizens of Lavanti, especially those who vote, especially those who take part in the political process, we blame our young generation, the pinch and the pain was suffering. I made squarely the folks at the parents, the grandparents, and the great grandparents. Until Lavantians and most folks in the depressed areas who experience benign neglect for what comes and look for the politicians, until the people come to the understanding that they have the power, and you give your priceless index voting finger, which are put together as trillions of dollars. As everybody come together and they vote. It come like all of us paying our money in our business, and when the profits reach, they win this one, and they win that one. About the others win first. Until Trinidad Williams is our whole, adopt the mentality and go about the political premise in an adult way, the right mind, the right concept, quid pro quo, something for something, and then give all the prices which nothing will change. As a matter of fact, things will get worse, especially those who vote, who take part in the political process.
Let me pause here and say one thing. It is people's right to vote who they want to vote for. However, it is your responsibility in your community to organize yourself and make your views known, heard, not just make it heard, so that people will know that they simply cannot do nothing, that they have to listen to that. And you have to have enough community organization to do that. So part of the responsibility is not just how do we make the political system move, but rather than to organize ourselves at the community level. To tell them, enhancing what our needs are, organize ourselves and make that known. No, I don't want to criticize Michael here. But I remember one election, Michael told me, he got a latrine program going, right Michael? Right? Is like, imagine this young age, Michael as a community leader was able to argue for them to do a latrine program. He said, well, come in and talk to us, let me get a latrine program going. And I just say, in the second decade of the 21st century, right, we have to be begging political favors to get a latrine eradication program going in parts of our country. Is that very rich? Is that very rich?
Yeah, pretty sure.
So I am saying, I am not, the community could choose to vote whoever they want, that is their prerogative. What they should be doing, however, is to make sure that we support organizations like SEPOS, who's trying to work. We participate in these activities, and there are similar organizations. EPCO has not been meeting regularly. Right? We called a couple of meetings. We had last meeting was one we called when we met up here, right? There are people who like Rosemont, whichever, it doesn't matter. There are people who work for the community from various angles when they able to. There are people like that. Not coming and telling the community, but coming and listening to the community and working with them. I've been working with this community in various ways. I told you some of the things that we're trying to understand. This settlement, if you don't know history, you can't improve things. Yeah, that's true. Right? We've been working on trying to identify, we work with Rural Roberts and National Trust, identify all the areas of historical importance in the area. All that is capital in the community. We try to identify the icons. And you always go on YouTube? Yeah?
Sometimes.
Go on YouTube and look at a movie called City on the Hill. There, write it down, Michael. You see the movie? Right. Look at the movie City on the Hill, because that was a project we were trying to get on, to bring out in the East Palestine area the richness of the culture.
Did it ever come to fruition?
Yeah, excuse me, what did you do with this video? How long ago?
it was a film festival that won the best local documentary.
And that was when?
It's still on YouTube.
I saw that, yeah, you did.
YouTube.
City on the Hill, just
City on the Hill. But the thing about it is, most of the culture is African-based culture. Nothing wrong with that, but that's a strength. That is what came out. The Ruma, Rada community, the carnival, all of these, that, right? So this is something that's to me as a celebration. I tried to leverage the Ministry of Planning. Huh?
The roots were trying to, nothing came up.
No, there was an investment program. At the time I was chairman of the National Planning Task Force as well. We got an investment program for East Water Street that had to do with upgrading of the East River to build, as in Rio and in Bogota, cable car to Port Picton and Chukura's observatory. The market upgraded. But as you know what happens, sometimes these things get left behind in the change of administration.
And it's the reason why I said we squarely.
No. I'm not going on that. I'm saying it happens with all administrations. When they change in the politics, things get stalled. Right? So what they were doing. I know what we're doing.
It's everywhere, not just in India.
Yes, young man, go ahead.
Excuse me, did you try it with the Ministry of Tourism? Because what you just said to all of the City on the Hill, this is an exposition. You expose what your history and your art and your nationality, the people, the freedom. If you put this with the tourism and the tourism show that on the international television.
Rosemary, I hear you, but I want you to think about what is important to the Ministry of Tourism.
Because you will attract people, you will attract more funds in this era.
The Ministry of Tourism is interested in B. Naikin, who's taking economic control of Canada. Anarchic Avenue. You know, they have moved. Imagine that. We used to hold our meetings in the youth facility up in Avondale, and the SEPOS cultural panya, that is our big meetings. Imagine our culture, the SEPOS has moved down into Port of Spain. They moving all over the place. Imagine that. Can you imagine? The SEPOS has moved from Avondale. What is that telling you? People right here. I'm not saying anything before that. I'm saying is the people right here. We have to stand up and understand our issues and organize ourselves. And then when we are structured and united in our views, Mr. Hans can't come here and say here and hear what people say. Right? But you have to be structured in your views. That's what ECHO is about, right? We had started. The administration changed. Right? The people in ECHO say when the new administration came in, they want all the work they had done, which they had documented and so on. She asked the Prime Minister to meet. He said, you Williams, you US Senator, Mr. Piggott. He went down to support the delegation with the preliminary documentation. They have documents of what the people in the community of the planning process was saying is important for them. I got a note. I was a thing from the leader of the delegation, from the community, say, you wasting time, doesn't invest in this. No, you should not do that. So sit down and talk. Write a letter afterwards and say, no, we are happy with the response we got. We want another meeting right after the Prime Minister at the time, and so on, right? So I'm saying the community was disheartened at the time that the work was not being taken on board, and they fell down. But if they had persisted, they had people who were supporting them, myself and Ralph, who were working in the community. They had students and so on. That could have happened. So sometimes you do need a little bit of technical support, but it is sympathetic and working on your area, not simply doing what implied and all. So,
Right, so I was saying, I was sitting with a friend of mine, and we were approached by this new party that started up, PD something. And she asked me, how known am I in my community? I said, I don't know, but with SEPOS, we carry food stuff all around. So we know a lot of the people, you know. And she said, you want to run for your community? I said, I would be delighted to, because seeing what it was and what it is now, you know, and especially that some of the people who say the community leaders, we grew up with them. So we know what they go through, and some of what they go through, we go through too. So I think we can meet that meeting. She said, forget the community leaders. I will tell you what to do. I will put you in my WhatsApp group. And what I said, how do you forget the community leaders if you're going to ask me to run for the community? I said, that doesn't make any sense to me. Because in order to participate in anything, you will have to know the people on the ground. And we deal with them respectively. She said no. And when she put my name in the group, I thought she might just give her $20 to join or to go. But to me, she just said that she wants to go in there and support a structure, a colonial structure, where everybody just come, get paid, and nobody wants to make the proper changes. And who do want to make change time they reach, they're getting so much pressure. To me, they're not ready to do anything much.
I would say that all different sectors of society lobbies the political system to get what it wants from it. Right? So, for these communities to get the political system to be responsive to its needs, it has to be organized, it has to understand what its needs are, it has to articulate that, and then make sure that it is up to you. Right? So it doesn't matter which party, the political system is there to listen to people who organize. Right? If you're not organized, there's no need to listen to you. Right? So all I'm saying is, vote for whoever you want. But the political system, unfortunately in our society, because it is the way it is organized, doesn't support and encourage engagement and participation. But you, as a community, have to know that your interests are hinged upon understanding your issues, articulating it, organizing yourself, and representing the issues that are important to you. You don't always have the technical capacity, but rather than them tell you what they're going to do, you have to say, I want you all to help me to understand and organize this and this and this. Which is why I'm happy to be at the meeting, because Mr. Morgan laid out the issues in which are important and identified in the community that they want the ministries and the representatives and so on to be responsive to. And this, I hope they come out over the next 2 days, Michael. I hope so. And that you organize yourself to let them know that these things are important to you. Right, I talked a lot.
Yeah, before you finish about that, what I'm saying is that at 10,000 meetings a day, we will always suffer behind this each other. Government and government of their people will come home to the family pocket and we will still suffer here. But I always say, before I die, we will win this battle to be back here. Thank you.
But it's not just beyond the bridge, right? I'm a Muslim.
I can talk from behind the brick. I can't talk from your man.
No, I'm not saying.
No. I can talk from we travel around this.
I am saying, I am not, I'm Muslim and I go to the mosque right here. I'm used to go there. It's a little area, as you said.
Yeah, you're right.
And I used to, when I'm in a meeting in Port Spain, I will walk, say from City Hall to the mosque, and I'll choose a different route. My eyes, because I travel around the world and I see what inner cities could look like, I see the potential of what we have. But if you walk through there, what you see is direction. Alright? I will tell you that. Walk through, not just on this side of the ferry, but go on the other side in Eastport. Say, what do you see? Is that, you know, but then the streets on that side, like the street on the direction, the buildings, nothing I have not seen. Hopefully there's something being proposed with the IDB funding in the old George Street market. Right? Hopefully that will lead to something. But a place like that.
If you will say this piece of this sort of that thing, widespread working and building people's areas and community. I know you see politicians like Robbie, Canada, all of them. I say good to them because when you study this build this, send out, wait. No, stop. Send houses, in this, that, farm, that, this. You feel a study people like me here, be hungry, forget about them. I just pick up the papers, one day, they come in the WA, they say, I'm glad that was there. And next one day, I'm glad that was there. The people who support it, this was Montano, Danny, Robin, all of them. Let them was only finding this solution. You will have a agenda in this area. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I had to introduce at the end. The way we get change is if we get not just organized. And to get change in the economic system, we have a political process. We have to make sure that that doesn't change for us. But the economic system is still very much a replica of what we had in the old colonial. We have changed that much, right? We are, let us say we the majority of people are still very willing under that structure. You're so, I'm sorry.
And if I could say, when you say you have to know what you want before you're 30, when I look at the young men and my sons and reason them, and even myself, some of the persons I know, we have gone through so much from that structure that's still in, oppressing us, you know, and our family life giving us anxiety, even depression. Some of us can't even organize our thoughts on a daily basis. Much less to communicate with our own children. Much less our neighbors. Just yesterday, I had this neighbor continuously jumping in our daughter, popping her out. Now she called herself a banana, right? This girl, and was running my place, bleeding from her mouth all over. There was a young girl I talking to her too. So she became, since her mother moved in 2 years ago, she became like the mother selling herself, trying to you know the whole thing. She's a proper developed project woman. So when her daughter ran inside my place, the daughter ran into the bedroom, and when I stopped the mother at the door, I knew to the area, so they don't know me. I'm from Downtown Street. I put her hand and said, this is my room. So I moved the idol like about it. When the mother came, you know, sorry short, I tell her, don't cross my door. Because they don't know me. When I tell her, give me your mother number and call her. I love it because I know her mother. Right? And I pretended it, and I went down the backstairs. But boys put a gate on my fire escape. Calling them now, afraid to open the door for me by the back. But we do get out now. Nobody in planning don't want to help me out. Everybody don't want to help me out because I'm tough shit. Because she always trying to be natural. When I do get out and reach the station, and we come back, the police didn't even do anything to help the child because they said they have no programs to support on the boys. No programs to help the mother, but the mother put it to the police. My daughter had to push back and mind them twins because the father didn't do anything and she father didn't do nothing. And the officer said, well, that's not she responsibility that you want to manage, she can't manage. So, you see, they don't have no structures, they're saying, in place.
Wait, I am not in any way suggesting. I said take my son with me, my son's up in 3 years old, and he ends up in the facility. I have no problem taking the child up there. I will not take a grandchild up there. Right? And we have real issues. A development plan is what I say will take time. There are real issues to deal with in terms of criminality and the requirement for support services and those things. There's no doubt about it. And the community has every right to organize itself and ask for those things. But if you don't get a development program, it will still be like that in another 20 years. You have to start the process of addressing the symptoms of the problem. The symptoms that we have under development. But we have bad boys. I mean, we could police it to deal with that as well. Right?
Okay. I would want to take the opportunity to thank Dr. Hassan for his gracious presence here and giving us such educational input of how we could, various suggestions and how we could sort of, suggestions as to how we could find a solution. Now, I want to make an announcement to inform members that we are streaming live, and we need to inform members on that. Now, I also want to make mention that part of the program is a panel discussion. So it's an opportunity to have members discussing, asking questions, because the issue is to find solution. It is said that you don't need to go all about the find solution, because we complain and we have problems with finding the solution. And a number of ideas came out here this morning indicating what is needed. We know what our needs are anyway. So I'm sure one of my suggestions basically is that we not prepare. I am not prepared to accept what took place this morning, where we partner with a ministry. 3 different ministries indicated that they bring in brochure, they bring in booths, and they're handing out brochure and so on. And they more or less should have been here. Right, this is the caterer for it. Yeah. I am suggesting that we get some kind of apology, or we indicate our disgust with the ministry and the behaviors, as well as our representative from the area. I am not prepared. I am putting on my vote concerning that and not accepting that. Alright? I would like the members to join my sentiments in terms of this, because we are making an effort to partner with the various ministries, get our house in order, get certain things going, because we need things for our children as well, and not them alone, where they suggesting we take cold pot and bicycle, and not them. They can make that suggestion, but we suggest that for them first. Alright? We want betterment for our family and the opportunity to offer our children something worthwhile. Not being decadence and this is the norm and that kind of thing like that. We asked for a 3 days program. The launch of the program, these people reviews, even in media. Lucky thing we have our own unit, our own media unit here. Right? So these are the issues we have to face. And the question of believing that they will come to help us and this, that, and the other, that partly we demanded that they help the situation, because they be expecting proper governance from them. Alright? So I'm hoping that we know really to listen to this talk shop. We have need for you all to help support what we are about to embark on. And sometimes it is required in this type of situation to pull us out of the sleepy past environment or sleepy state that we're in. And I want to just share some views in terms of what the brothers insisting on, that we at fault, the community is at fault. Alright? And what I interpret from what you say is that if we continue to be lackadaisical and continue to accept the neglect that we under and that sort of thing, and the pressure that we under and so on, we need to sort of insist that we're not accepting that. I don't know as I said, it's a panel discussion. Anybody could shoot solution and could shoot questions. So, first of all, I want to ask the question if members agree to the point that we should accept this kind of a neglect. The ministry indicated we have letters, they give back response. They just said give a proper confirmation and they just said to no. So I will be floor, I'm opening the floor now. We talk a lot here, right? Especially my good friend. He has so much to offer. He's busy. He offered his time, and Sister Montano also, right? I want to compliment Sister Montano because she has recently offered us a lawyer on board and an accountant on board. These are some of the things that is lacking. Organizations that have little problems in, getting the act together. So Sister Montano was instrumental in bringing that on board. So I'm very grateful for that. And she will be continuing to work with us, and she bring other people to work with us as well. So I want to give a round of applause for her. Notwithstanding, Dr. Hassan always have been in the corner. It's just a phone call. I didn't give him a formal invitation because he doesn't need that. All right? Same thing with Montano. All right? I didn't give them a formal. I tried to make up. Her husband was to come, but fast.
I do apologize.
All right.
But I explained to you what happened.
No problem.
So it will come.
All right, no problem. But if we could continue for this 3 days, it would be splendid. It might improve because our projector, we understand that it will be a long time to get a projector. But I might, because we were planning to showcase some of the things that we're doing as an organization and highlight what we're talking about. But some people like the visual impact and so on. So again, I want to just open the floor for question, solution, and I don't think we have the answer, but perhaps we could make some suggestions and things like that. So the floor is open. I don't think we should emphasize on the question of we at court, because that seems to be a statement that one mightn't understand it fully. All right? And I don't know if I should attempt to indicate what you were talking in terms of we at court. Now, if my interpretation, if it is that some people get accustomed to decadence, meaning that anything here could become a fire zone, as currently we're just be experiencing this bow, and get sleep and get up and down. Alright? And the people will start to get themselves accustomed to that trend and so on. That is what I think one of the factors is as to we at fault, because the people, if they don't know how to get out of that, they could be advised how to get out of that. And that has come about by having a little discussion like what we're having here and strategizing how to get out of that. It's not just accepting the decadence and believing that it's normal, it's like normal. You cannot accept that. Just as how my intention, I alone have to hold a placard. Of course, I won't start with placard first. But I need answers as to why it is when we send them a letter, we send them an invitation, we try our best to do what is required to get them to come and give brochure, give an idea of what they have to offer to the community. And they just laughing at us. I believe they're laughing at us. Because they expect nothing to come out of that. But I'm hoping that fellow community members could join hand in hand to correct some of the ills that are taking place in our community. And we could start off with this. And bear in mind, What we're trying to promote in the community is issues where we could try to help ourselves. Because the Robux initiative, that it could save you some funding from going to these in the market with in price of food going up and up. And if you could sort of have the knowledge and have the initiative to sort of, and also getting training to remedy that situation, I think that is a plus for us. It would be fish rearing, rabbit rearing, and we could go on and on. The intention basically is to rule out the question of we don't want no training or we're not exposed. Say that people don't plant. I remember going to a ministry and we promoted this group. And the question was that people more go to their hands. They're good mechanics. Come and talk about mechanics and things like that. Agriculture, lead activity, and trade and so on. So that was his opinion, although he was showing him frames as to what we could do and what we want willing to do, because we have to be self-sufficient in food, in our own, providing our own food. Alright, so these is areas that you could also get ideas from you. It doesn't have to be, not because Morgan is going to talk about agriculture and things like that. I know you have several entrepreneurs right here, right? Yesterday, the gentleman bring his power washer. I had to tell him what an entrepreneur is. You're practicing, compliment him with that. Because he has his own operation and his focus is to get little support to deal with his entrepreneurial trust. Okay, so it has several other things in the community, and what I'm simply brainstorming or sharing with you all is the idea that things could come out. One could be, we could get things like scholarship forward to and we could benefit from those type of things. Right? Because we all need to educate and show our vision for our children. Alright? We can't just think about nothing, minor, nothing in it because we get to, because we're living in these areas that look, the people look down to us. So again, I don't want to be talking like, talking. I don't want to get so, Dr. Hazel, it's not big that.
Right, let me know after the community here, we want you here, you talk to the you just want good community to come to them, and they will come here.
I agree with you. And you could remind them that there was a here. You're right. So please, let us, before you wrap up, the caterers calling me, I don't know, oh, she on TV. And plus, we have little drinks and whatnot, but let me deal with the caterer.
If you have a good job, it should be every expectation that you'll be able to go to the grocery and buy your local grocery. That's what I call a subsistence rate. Nothing wrong with robots matter. But you could go work a whole hard day, minimum wage, and have to go and spend the weekend in the robots to live. So I think when we talk about the robots campaign, we should talk a bit more than subsistence and improvement. If you go to Cuba, Havana, they don't have a empty lot. In Havana, right? They have an urban agriculture program, and they have seeds and plants and support and irrigation systems in place. So there are people who could be making a livelihood, and then they have the processing of that and the marketing of that. Right? So one of the streets, right? And then you could go to Summer Hill and Stone Cold and tell them you want them to help you to fund the development of the technology because you want everybody to be separating the garbage and having a little compost for the grow box. So you're removing the load of the trucks away garbage. They're saving money from that. It's saving money down in the dump, and you getting your little supplemental money off for your robots. These are the kind of economies you have in urban areas when you have urban agriculture. Don't think small about urban agriculture, no. Think big. Some people could be making a livelihood. They're not just supplementing their income. Right? And then many such activities. Think about the multiplier effects. You're growing stuff, you're processing it, you're using it to cook, you're using it to sell, you're making your things from it. Right? You're talking about greening the area. There's a thing called productive landscaping. You know what that means? The landscaping, you don't have to have a lot, nobody using. You can have some chorai bhaji, a section of chorai bhaji. You can harvest, right? If you go to Northern Europe now, right, they are not manicuring the city and putting ornamental trees. They say that's a waste of time. They're giving people allotments in areas. In the summertime, you see those shrubs and things growing up. They're not maintaining the ones. So some of these ideas we have to stay on top of what is happening in terms of sustainable management of our urban areas. Right? I've been working with esports team. Not esports, but I'm working with Habitat for Humanity. We just did a project that had the city develop a resilience plan. But here the relationship, right? The level of resilience is correlated with income. If you're low income, the quality of houses you're building are not resilient to flooding and slippage and storm. If you're low income, you live in a low income community, infrastructure not good, the roads, the storm is taken down. Right? So, the problems, if you're low income, the family has problems in sustaining healthy diets for the children to go to school. The children have to go out and put in. So, the issue of the historical problems of the community are compounded more and more, and you have to break that cycle. It's a cycle of underdevelopment. Remember what I started off talking about the cycles of development and underdevelopment? Right? You have a right to get your roads and infrastructure upgraded. If you go to Cynthia, I'm taking a look at Cynthia, and you look at the amount of square footage of road and parks and drainage that is maintained by the city of Water State per person, very large compared to the amount of roads and drains and infrastructure maintained this whole area. When you look at the population and the amount, very, very low expenditure.
And that's very true because the apartment building they put me in front of my building, flooding up to here with water, you understand? And when I asked yesterday why they want to say they drainage has never been clean, slush and water, and actually for 7 years, they've been, as at 7 years, they've been fast.
No, part of the issue is to look at the maintenance of the infrastructure. TNT can have underground infrastructure. Anyway, I retired, I told all that. I want to start a little business. I'm getting some little shallow skips. You know what skip is? And when it rains, I'm providing transport across Salty. No, stick. Because that's not the whole effort. I don't make something money that way. Or I'll rent out, you know, those fishing outfits. You go up there, or you go rent it on one side, you go back, you pay the fellow, get $2 and you get it on the next side. Imagine that, I can joke about something like that.
What you just said, I found is great. It's fantastic. I can visualize your vision. But what I think the people here, they need guidance. How to guide them of what you just told them. For example, in France, we have a lot of kind of community called village. Those villages have different people who govern the bank, the mairie, the school, the hospital. They're on a very small, how to say, number. But what we have as well is each person in a village, what we do seminar to let them think how to overcome whatever is going on, for example, poverty, bad bâtiment, building, not enough agriculture, not enough bakery. For example, I will ask one question. How many women here will know how to bake? How many of you know how to bake? Make bread, make roti. How many of you? Most of you? Most of them, right? How many of you will go to the grocery and buy the bread in the grocery? How many of you? Everybody? You don't make it, right? If they start cottage industry, by themselves, start 2-3 women come together and start to bake, and the distribution of that bread and what you call bread, pastry or whatever, you will distribute all in your area. The farm you are making, stay here, do not go outside and originate that farm. Do you understand what I am trying? So instead of going to the outside, taking your farms and giving it away, will stay here, and then we can start to do something different, baking, whatever. You can do more something different industry. Why we don't die then? You see?
Mr. Montgomery, let me pause it, right? I did, on 2 occasions, I attempted to do an inventory of existing programs in ministries that would get to all those various things we talked about. And you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised at the various programs that exist. But the agencies don't know where the areas are. They don't have it geographically planned. They don't know how much money they're spending. They don't know how much beneficiaries are. They don't know what is the needs in the area. In other words, I could give you lists of agencies, all the things you talk about there. NETCO is an agency, NETCO, right? We have a company called, that you know very well, because it is called the Spain Development Company, right? These are companies, these are the mandates of these organizations, the Ministry of Social Development. There's a Ministry of Youth Affairs that has a gardening, they have one version, they have the internship program. They need a different type of program for other areas, right? So I'm saying, yes, the community has to be aware and has to agitate, but the community has to, shouldn't replicate using this civil society and NGOs when we have agencies that are spending money that funds allocated.
I got a grant from the government for about $15,000 last year because after Ms. Montano created a fire at 17, I started from a house I burnt, and I started to do stuff with my hands. So I did product phones, this, that, the other, right? I did traditional things like that. So I got all my educated friends to vouch for my craft, and I kept myself on the job. So when I did get the grant last year, they told me, because I know I structured it, I said this and that to you to go to the wholesaler, and this and that to the actual equipment.
important point I'm making. We have all these programs.
And that's what it make it easy for me
No,
to get from them.
no. I'm saying we have all these programs on paper,
But not in reality.
but not in reality. It's not functional. We have to imagine.
I have the equipment and no funds. I was small.
Let me come in here, please. Let me come in
What kind of public
here.
service they pay a contract being
I
given?
have no other,
What kind
no
of
organization
financing?
like that.
And people are not benefiting from
And
that.
I can go to your parlor and we go.
I stand one moment.
I take from the query, I have a house with the auction with the mechanic, and from the home, they will do, they have to open that in place, and that will change. That will change actually for taking and for taking anything and from it, by buying something, I come out for something.
No. I'm not saying, hear what I'm saying. I was responding to Mr. Montano. I'm not saying that the programs don't exist. What I'm saying is, imagine you have all these things, but you don't have proper coordination to match them with the needs in the people, and to put not just money, but put training programs in place. Imagine.
So tell me something, what we can do to remedy that situation? Because at the end of the day, I want to get quite clear what we're going to do. Right?
We want like I said, you need a combination of the skills training program to match it with network. In the agriculture program you're talking about, they have training with grants, with land. Right? Right. Free. So we need a similar program for grown-ups and urban agriculture from the same ministry, Ministry of Youth, combined with Ministry of Agriculture. We need.
Minister, you refused to come because they give all indication that they was coming here, they will be food and whatever.
We have things on paper,
Right?
but we have to find a way as a committee to demand to make it work. So we can't do everything at the same time.
Are we completed?
Maybe in my opinion, you need to do a bit of survey while you're waiting on them. Choose a few areas and listen to people and identify what they say they want and they need, and you do some lists and you go and say, we have in this area X amount of youths. What kind of program can you come and help us do? These are the areas they're interested in. So the young man was saying, they bring look, you have to do a certain amount of work, but it's your right. The government has money which is getting from the oil sector. You're collecting taxes. You have a right to access that, and they have a right to structure it in a way that you can access it and make use of it in a systematic way to upgrade the area.
Information for me for other financial support was never really available. When Uncle sent me to the document to the ministry, I have no shame. I could get a whole brochure. I took all the information. They started to laugh. I said my hobby is reading, and I have children, and I want to. So I took the brochure. Some of the programs I asked about, they said, oh no, that one closed up. Why is that a brochure? But they don't get that. But this one closed up. So I was like,
So you have to ask about what all these programs for. I always say, benefiting from all these programs and the people who are supposed to benefit, not benefiting. That's the question I have. But I know a lot of people have nice, comfortable jobs and they get good salaries, and people get contractor service, and they're borrowing money off. So some people benefiting from the
but
rate
he
setup.
surprised me when he said he gets out. I don't know.
No,
I
but
want to make a point of this. My main issue is where we go from here, because a lot of instances, a program like this end up being a dog shop, because members then have it quite clear where they're going after a little discussion. And I am suggesting that we come up with a solution as to how we can really remedy our situation. Now, it has some areas where we mightn't have not the luxury, but the time and effort to have survey and have this and have that. I want to think in terms of SEPOS as an organization, making ourselves available to identify one or two people who have particular needs, and right? It might be, it could reach the wider community as we go along, but immediate. That is why I mentioned, how about 5 of us or 10 of us go to the ministry because there wasn't here, we go into there. The ministry I use. Those type of response is very good because you motivated to go there and deal with it. Right? And we demanding at this point because we did ask if they did give us the assurance that they come in, bring in food and give no food and whatnot brochure and so on. Alright, we press. I wonder if they get that those emails. I wonder. You understand? Because it is noted that mostly it's not excited enough for them to come and highlight these kind of issues. But nevertheless, we need to come to a conclusion as to where if we are too busy, if we could, this is how we sacrifice and spending time, we're motivated to come and, listen to what going on. If I could only interest you all, 1, 2 of you, but no other, most people won't be able to make that trip to the ministry and demand from the PS an audience.
Yeah, but Michael, let me tell you something. He moved in on the ministry, They go to Piccadilly, like this sister don't stay here. She did 2 years before she get whatever she had. So that I tell you, people, this is ministry, only studying the said Dr. Hazard. I am telling you that. I want to pretend on my side. I survived because your great because of my God.
Let me hear this. If I'm talking crap, we could have, I could have well what's up on the global. But I'm making a suggestion, and I repeated myself, all right? Hear what happened. I'm going to suggest this one.
You have limited resources. Right? Don't try and do too much. Right? You mentioned one area, that is urban agriculture and grow houses. Focus on that for the time being. The same mechanisms you will do with that, you'll be able to replicate it in other sectors as you go forward. In that area, go and find out, go to the ministry and ask who it is who is provide technical support, who is provide funding, who is provide training. Right? Go and ask them, I didn't really shop and ask if you could get an urban program similar to the apprenticeship program going for urban agriculture. Choose one area and choose the
That
area.
is our wonderful suggestion. Please take note that we have that.
You know the problem, I think, maybe I am wrong, but from what I observe, I think the government, any of the government, any kind of the government and the position, underestimate the importance of that activity. So by doing what you are saying right now, going to the ministry is a very good idea. But go with a plan, a proper plan. Make sure you are raising first and then go. And go and explain what transpired. Because they underestimate you. They underestimate the power you have. And your power comes from your voice. As long as you don't voice your problem and go to the source of the problem, because the source, I am showing you, you know, then you will be able to see what
Do you have the contact with a student who is working on the green space project? Yeah, I actually had a student who worked on that, and he had many of those type of ideas in it. He could perhaps help them to systematize that. But I would make a suggestion. Yeah. Yeah, I would suggest one other action.
What is that?
Be very proactive in SEPOS. You have a center, base, you have activities you do. Once you do that, try and get in touch with Trevor. Let I know that. Tell Trevor, this is what our community wants to do here. Let us call who we know in EPO and see whether we can get the support of whoever will come out to the EPO meeting. So you're not just doing it for this little part of Southeast Water State. The ministry will see we have X amount of communities. So this community taking the lead in that, but we have the support of these. Once you test it out in our community here, we replicate it in the other one. So take one thing and develop a methodology of engagement, communication, lobbying, and the different elements. And then you can take it to other sectors.
But I want to appeal to the members first to take that front, right? Because we need, I don't want to be doing things by myself. Where I am going to be ministry and all this kind of thing. We have, right, yes, some committed members, but I'm appealing to members. We want about 5 people, as small as that, to go to the ministry, right? Let me see.
We need somebody like him to hold down a PS talking strip in it.
That's right.
And we have a conference, we have to say one thing like that. But you might not make it. We will wrap up in a moment because we have some refreshment, right, to share. And before we end, I simply would like to get some verbal commitment from members as to if they will be willing to join in a delegation to go and be part of an audience in the breeding ministry. That is simply that. Lovely. Take long down.
I'll just take it.
Number is, we have a number thing like that.
No, that is not it.
It's 3 days. 3 days is workshop would be for. So,
we have to do the thing effectively. Because we're hitting maybe, as you said, the MP or the, what you call it?
We will support them.
I appreciate it.
So
I powerful.
I
you have
appreciate
to
it.
have everything.
Okay,
So tomorrow, I don't know if you want to do later on or tomorrow, choose the people who can verbalize correctly what you want to achieve for your community.
Okay.
You have a plan, your mission first.
Tomorrow's a
Plan
strategy meeting.
and execute.
All right.
So this is a mission, your mission, and the planning and the execution have to be well coordinated.
Okay.
So
Let me hear from you.
I'd like to say something in closing, right? People are the one people to overcome our problem. For anybody, you need to come out in the individualistic state. You must first come to the agreement that there is a problem. Unless you realize something is our problem, you never tackle it as such and you never get results immediately. Until the people of East Forest and Barons and as Mr. Morel said, until the people of all these underdeveloped areas realize there is a problem in the area and come out to the establish until that there is a problem, they will never get over the hurdle. Now, I hear you all talking about time to grow by the ministry. Desperate and global desperate measures is centuries, it's decades. Now, so decades is something going on because as we said earlier on, meetings have been held decades ago, but you show up is nothing to do with 2022. Right? The crux of the matter is you need to find a way, excuse my language, to put that fire on the asses and the people who are in charge of getting things done. Because where's the stop them from when you go to them tomorrow and then whatever? And dismiss, I'm turning back and say to ask us of them, the people have to find a way to put pressure on these individuals. Pressure on these individuals. Because I'm the man who care about it, they see nobody show. They don't care, there's an utter disrespect. Unless you want to find a way to bring people that is low and low class to slow in these underdeveloped areas.
stimulate my thinking, I had started off with saying that the cycle of reaction is getting shorter. It used to be every couple of years. Then we had these big instigations triggered like 2 sets of killings, right? What if there was not an instigation triggered by killings, but a structured approach of raising awareness and concern of a similar scale without burning tires, without doing those things, where there was enough mobilization of people around legitimate issues and concerns that they would like addressed in their area. What does it mean and the form of that? I don't know. You all have to discuss that.
Yeah.
Is it possible? Now that you have it on paper, and you proof of your own correspondence, can you follow your studies in various industries for neglect, water neglect?
I tend to agree with what you say, but perhaps we could take that at a different step when we pursue this one. Yeah.
I was just thinking that
we could advocate that as well, that we are forced to take legal procedures if it is that we continue being neglected. Because, you know, we have to be very vocal with what we are attempting.
I think you all have a very good start with today. Let me tell you, I had a good start with today. You had a structured program, you had a panel, you had letters and commitments. Use this as a basis for asking them first of all why they didn't do that.
Yes. But they would have the same. They had a reason why they didn't come.
But you can prove it, yeah, because if they say we didn't get this, whatever is fine, they will find something.
Yeah,
But you
say
walk with all your paper to show that.
As I was handing her the document, she said she's extremely busy.
But what you then do
But then you
is,
have to have the relationship.
and the media only gets engaged if there's some controversy involved. So you all will have to mobilize 100 people. I'm just saying, 100, no, if you get 20, and you have your papers here.
No fight.
I'm just saying, and you go by the Ministry of Community Development or Youth Affairs, and you outside this door with your letter and one placard and a paper yard, and you say we stay up to the meeting minister. But you go, I have up the ante now.
I could photocopy that letter and have been done for that as a protest. But it's
So I say, I am not an agent problem. I'm not here to tell you what you should do. What I'm telling you is, you obviously need to find a way to organize and get attention. To raise the issue in the public realm. Otherwise, it's easy to ignore you. You know why? Because they don't have to take you seriously because next election comes, you see she will want to organize all the votes, things organized. They have to organize this place at all.
Alright. We have one of our aunties still raising us with this present. And it's time I'm getting hungry. Right? So we could close with that calypso. Okay? And while we're taking a little refreshment and so on. So Mr. Wilson, you come just in time. You say you could sleep and sing a calypso? Yes, yeah, that's in memory. Yes, you gotta come tomorrow and Wednesday. Tomorrow and Wednesday. Alright, it will be more prepared. I realize you mustn't forget. At least we can get our voter thanks from Ms. Williams. And if she had a time, I don't know if she practically would be a monologue. Alright. So tomorrow we get into monologue. We will get something. So these is two artists who have, so I used to get the voter thanks. And remember the street collect other refreshments and so on. How we doing that? We just get refreshment? Yeah, I know. We still look at Alright, so I want to take the opportunity to thank everyone for coming out, facing the weather and so on. I want to give a special thank for Ms. Montano, as well as Ms. Dr. Asad Mohammed, and hoping that we could have a better and successful day tomorrow and Wednesday. And as we plan, we're mobilizing to get an answer as to why it is that we are being, neglected as and disrespected as such, right? We need to represent ourselves. We need to start demanding an answer for these type of shortcomings. Okay, folks? Okay, folks?
Thank you.
Go and let's talk